Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm just so happy to be a part of this conversation today. And I think you put it so right. I think some of us are technology makers while the others are technology breakers. It can be both looked at as pro and con, and I think this conversation is so important and timely in how we're building our cities today. So, yeah, I think a bit about me. My name is Zoya Sodhi. I work with Evergreen as a senior program manager, and I'm joining you all today from the city of Toronto, Treaty 13, the traditional homelands of the Wyandot, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Seneca and the other Indigenous peoples, and very grateful to live, work, and create in this space today. I will be talking a bit about some of the data and technological solutions that we're advancing at Evergreen to build better public spaces and building more resilient infrastructure. So without further ado, bear with me for a minute and I will be sharing my screen, which hopefully sails through. Okay, I hope I got it right. So yeah, let's begin. Maybe before I dive in into the work that we do, I want to talk a little bit about the organization I represent, which is Evergreen. For those of you who may not have heard about the work that we do, we are a national nonprofit organization. And we're in the realm of transforming better public spaces within our cities to build a healthier future for the people and our planet. And the way we do this is primarily from two things. One, through the stewardship of Evergreen Brickworks, which was actually a former industrial brick factory down in the Don Valley, and it's a beautiful location to be a part of if you haven't already had a chance to visit it. But now transformed and revitalized into this amazing award-winning sustainable community hub where we see people, kids, elderly thriving and connecting with each other. And there's another part of the work that we do is really through bringing in projects, innovative design and city building experiences by bringing in public, private, and community investment to advance local climate action planning and building more resilient infrastructure. Amongst some of the projects that we work together, there is one that is specifically focused on data-driven solutions, particularly looking how we can leverage technology to sort of better inform local decision making and planning by helping municipalities and local governments shape up and advance some of their climate actions. So we've derived and devised a tool which is called AI for the Resilient City. This is a scalable data visualization and analytics tool that allows government stakeholders to recognize the areas that are most impacted by urban heat island effect, with the ability to identify where investments and policy decisions for adaptation and mitigation interventions may be most suitable and have the greatest benefit to the community and the environment. I do want to highlight that the tool that we've developed now in its fifth year of running can be replicated by any municipality using open source data sets. So the focus really for this tool to be leveraged in an accessible way, in an easy way, is that it's totally built on open source data set and can help to advance climate resilience and adaptation efforts. We are supported by RBC Tech for Nature as the main funder of the program, and we work together with our lead technical partner, Gramener Inc. They are a data science company that's based out of the United States. To give a little bit of a brushstroke of what this program offers is a multitude of things. So AI for Resilient City tool helps to identify where are the UHI hotspots within an area or region to support data-driven decision-making. It helps to explore the building infrastructure and typology when it comes to height, old and new build types, pervious versus impervious surfaces, residential, commercial, industrial typology. It also helps to provide a comparison and a very detailed comparison of heat variation in relation to what's in the ground, whether that's water bodies, green spaces, open fields, so on and so forth. And of course, very recently also added civic assets. We also can see the interrelationship and draw from population density to UHI at very fine resolution. It helps to provide insight into vegetation healthiness, which is very core when it comes to sort of combating the impact of urban heat island effects within an area. And I think most importantly, want to focus on the machine learning algorithm that we've used to determine changes over time. And when I say over time, we're looking at anywhere between 1 to 5 years, where we sort of plug and play with custom variables, and that can be linked to population, it could be linked to infrastructure, it could be linked to temperature at census tract level. And then once you sort of custom play with some of these data variables, it produces some of the future scenarios where it draws the relationship of temperature in relation to extreme heat within the course of those 5 years. The tool also generates UHI maps that can be downloaded and easily integrated into any other geospatial tool. So it is essentially one of the tools in your toolbox. And that's the intent of building this program, to sort of pilot, test, experiment what could be possible with some of these available data sets. I'm quickly going to go through some of the data sets that we're using in order to inform building climate resilient infrastructure. So we're using Landsat data, which is open sourced high resolution satellite imagery. There's the heat analysis that we derive using a measurement index. There's the vegetation index that we also measure, which primarily tells you the vegetation healthiness of an area. We also use a building index, which measures the variation in pervious versus impervious surfaces. There's building footprint and typology. I already mentioned building age and height. And very recently, we've been able to integrate socioeconomic data sets and derive a vulnerability index. And this has been hugely helpful to understand and identify which are the areas that are highly at risk and which are the populations that are most vulnerable to the impacts of urban heat island effects. I'll talk a little bit about the phases of the program and how we've been working with municipalities across the country. So we developed, in the first phase, we actually worked together with the city of Calgary, and you're probably seeing right now a version of the AI for Resilient City tool, and the platform and the way it looks. So the visualization was built and created in collaboration with the city of Calgary, which basically examines multi-layered data sets to understand extreme heat within the city. In the next phase, we developed a similar tool, which was for the region of Peel and encompasses Caledon, Brampton, and the city of Mississauga. And very happy to say that we launched this year a new tool with Halifax Regional Municipality to sort of understand and derive where are the at-risk population within the region. I want to quickly take you through the offering of the application in of itself. I don't think, given the constraints of the time, we will not be able to do a demonstration of the tool, but I'm more than happy to maybe follow up separately if there would be questions or concerns, and would be happy to talk about the offering of the application. But keeping it limited and in time, I want to take you through a bit of what the tool looks like. So it does offer 4 different modes. The first one is called a story mode. It basically allows users to see data insights like temperature, infrastructure, demographic data into very easily digestible stories. And something that we've heard is that this mode specifically is very helpful to derive and drive some of the decisions when it comes to municipal planning and decision making through the process. The Explore mode really showcases historical and present data as is and its associated urban heat islands. The Compare mode is one of the most used mode of the tool, and essentially what it does is it provides an opportunity to compare 1 or 2 different data variables over a particular period of time or over the course of the time. So a very good comparative study can be drawn from using the tool. And finally, the scenario mode, which is exactly where the AI within the tool exists, and it helps to determine the expected change based on the variables that we incorporate, whether that's building population, temperature for an area. I know that I'm quite tight on time, so I'm going to quickly sift through this and maybe just run through very broadly some of the impacts that we've had with the city of Calgary to sort of draw a correlation of a different nature and also distinction in terms of its use. While City of Calgary has been using the application in the past for very on the ground specific practical use. So, for example, they've built climate risk profiles all across the neighborhoods for the region. It has helped to plan public infrastructure projects and planning proposals and sort of demonstrated the cooling effect of park and natural assets. With the region of Peel, it's been quite different. It's really been used to sort of study and take into consideration some of their ongoing urban forest strategic assessments, and things like Peel canopy cover assessment, natural green infrastructure inventory. So a lot of the tool has been really used to derive some of their strategic planning purposes, whereas City of Calgary has really been on the ground action. And finally, after which I can wrap up, is that we've also launched a public facing dashboard. So while this tool is open for municipalities to use, it is restricted because we do sort of develop an application based on the needs of the municipalities. So really, the idea was to make it more accessible to the public, and the only way we could do that is by launching a public-facing dashboard, which is a shorter version of what the tool really offers and can be viewed at the link that I've provided. But yeah, I think I would like to wrap up here and very open to discussing if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you so much.